It's your girl Vina Love, and you're rocking with THISIS50.
You gotta come to my city.
THISIS50.com. Your guy Sharif from here with Vina Love.
Hello.
What's going on?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. You're an artist coming out of Harlem. A lot of people are coming away with the fact that New York is trying to make their way back.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to be an artist coming out of New York City, let alone Harlem?
It's a vibe. Because no matter what state you go to, no matter what country you go to, it's like, oh yeah, I'm from New York, I'm from Harlem. It's like, word? Like, yes, energy, food, what do you wear? What do you talk like? What do you listen to? So people are just automatically intrigued by us because we're from New York. Being an artist from New York is super major because I have like the floor to be as, you know, snazzy as I want to, bougetto as I want to, because it's a part of my like growing up. It's just a part of my.
But do you feel like there's any pressures? I mean, right now New York is not leading the way for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and so you coming into the game the way you are. Do you feel like you got to do some extra things?
I mean, yeah, you always got to do something extra. If you fire, you have to be extra. That's the only way to make people be like, oh, all right. But I feel like for me, going into the industry and coming from New York, I don't feel too much pressure because I feel like it's so embedded in me already. Like
Right.
I'm already, like I got it. Like all I need to do is kick through the door and it's lit after that. But yeah, it's no pressure. We got this. We want it in.
Let's back it up. Let's back out just a tad bit. You are the daughter of a legendary DJ, and that in itself can mean a lot to the music community. Do you feel like that's something that you try to stray away from when doing music?
In certain cases, I do want to be known for how hard I work. I do want to be known for my creativity and what I think and what I feel and the music I put out there and the ideas I put out there. But I can't deny the fact that he is my father and he is who he is in his own light. So I have to pay respect to that as much as I can. However, he did lead by example in terms of him doing whatever he wanted to do and making his career go the way he wanted it to. So that's where I'm at with it.
Does he have a lot to say with you being an entrepreneur, you owning your own record label? Is he overseeing this stuff?
He has a lot to say, but he isn't overseeing it. Definitely has a lot to say though. But my dad gets real like confuzzled because it's like I'm his daughter, regardless of who I am to the rest of the world. It's like, you know, I don't want you to mess up here or so he does get in his bag and be like, yo, like let me take control of this. But that word just drives me crazy. Like, control of what, Dad? So it brings me back to just wanting to be as efficient as possible with my own stuff so that he doesn't have to worry so much. But, I mean, yeah, he be chatting. He gets mad.
Let's talk about More Love Records. I mean, wearing an artist hat, you're also wearing the CEO hat, being a young entrepreneur, owning a record label. What are some of the things that you feel like you got to do in this day and age that other artists didn't have to do?
First of all, I gotta be thorough and I gotta really like take my time with everything because the last thing you want to do is run into any situation without having proper knowledge. Bumping your head too many times, not having a proper team behind you. So I'm really like, even my mom is very like, we're piece by piece with everything. Like she want to make sure everything is right. So just learning from her, that's how I am. And I just want other artists to understand like it's not just the music. Like it's about how you look, it's about how you talk to people, how you greet people, how you get on stage, how you get off stage. When you just at an event and you're not performing, who are you? How do you act? What's the impression you leave on people? It's so much more to what we do than what we look like and sound like. So.
And is that something that you learned from being on reality TV? Was that something that you had to learn growing up on the TV screen and them saying, hey, you know, we don't want you to do this, we want you to go this route? Mm-hmm. Where did that come from?
That actually came from growing up. I've been a dancer since I was 2 years old. So classically trained, ballet, tap, jazz, African, all that stuff. And like I even went to etiquette classes. Like I had to like go through the whole, just knowing how to be a lady, just in general. So knowing that and growing up and have dancers etiquette and performance etiquette, when I got to performing arts school, it was everything I already knew. So I was just taking my talents and pulling them in one place. And then taking the etiquette I knew and driving that with that, and it just mashed together. Now, being on reality TV, it's the complete opposite of having etiquette. It's the complete opposite of being chill, and they want you to be as rowdy. They want to have to calm you down. And I don't want nobody to ever have to have that amount of control over me.
But did you enjoy the ratchetness? Did you enjoy being with your hair down and you just being yourself, per se?
Nah, because you can't really be yourself. If you really be yourself, you might end up going to jail. Because who you letting talk to you like that in real life? Nobody. So it's hard. Like, you have to be real. Day in and day out, you never know what you're going to get when you're on reality TV. So you have to be prepared for everything, but you also have to be mindful of how you come across. Because when the camera go off, people are going to remember what was said and what you did, and they're going to stick that to you as who you are as a person. So I try my hardest to be myself, but I also have to tone a lot of things down to not get in trouble, like, and put myself in terrible situations.
I think that relates to music. I know you are constantly putting out music. You just dropped a song in April, Options. Talk about how you put that together and where that sound came from, where it stemmed from.
I made Options in 2016. That was from the first album I made, the first album I like put together with Dizzy Benko. We were working out of DITC studios, and it's so crazy because so much time has passed, and I realized what we were doing was so legendary. Like, it's what everybody's doing now. Like, they're taking, Options is a sample if you don't know. They're taking stuff and they're just like doing whatever with it, and we've been doing it. So to see it now be out is like, look at us. Like, we kind of, like, we got the blueprint. Like, we did it. But it feels, I feel relieved that the song is out because I held it for so long, and that sound is just so like today's Mary. Like, it's hard, but it's melodic. Like, it's like, oh, she talking, but it's like, oh, she can sing. Like, it's a lot mixed into it, and yeah, that's what I want people to get.
What does that say about you for you to hold a song for 6 years and then release it and it still be something that people can relate to?
It's amazing. And most of my music is like that. Like, we made a whole bunch of music that never came out years ago. Like, and it's like, all right, now, even My City, like, the newest song that just came out, I seen somebody say, like, oh, her lyrics are so simple or so childish or whatever. It's so crazy I didn't even write that song for myself. I wrote it for a whole other person. I wrote it for a whole other artist. And then I was like, okay, 6 years later, maybe I should revamp it. But then I listened to it, I'm like, nah, I'm just going to add. Like, I'm not about to redo this entire song because the feeling is so, like, that's the feeling. Like, that's what it gives. But then I have music that I made a year ago that sounds way better than My City and Options. So it's like, you never know what you're going to get.
So basically you're saying you're holding out.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I need to feel like I need to be in a proper position. I need to be prepared for everything that's coming to me. Like, I don't want to be blindsided. I feel like we have control of our lives, and a lot of times we feel like we don't. And lately I've been feeling like I haven't. Like, everything's been moving so slow. But it's like, nah, this is how it's supposed to be going for me. Like, it's certain things I have to gain before the big shebang. And if I don't have it, when the shebang comes, I'm not going to be prepared. I'm a fumble. And I don't want to be that person. So I need to take my time.
That's a critical move with a lot of female artists popping up now, and the fact that you're still new on the scene for some people. You feel like that plays an intricate part in how you put out music?
Yeah. I think, I feel like this generation of music, they don't care too much. Like, they don't care about, like, pushing the song, or they just want to drop. And I was the artist that would push a song for a whole year and not drop nothing. So now I'm finally catching up to this generation and how they do things in terms of, like, dropping things really quickly and, like, not really, like, thinking too hard. So it's a good thing for certain artists, but, you know, you got to, like, figure out what's for you, I guess.
Talk about the artists that you are listening to, people that you could see yourself collaborating with as you build your sound.
I'm interested. You know what's so crazy? Like, a lot of people be like, oh, I really love this artist, or I really love this artist. I'm more so into, like, if I hear a song randomly and it make me feel something, that's what makes me, like, full for an artist. So I'm really not, like, listening to nobody's full album right now, but there's certain songs I hear from, like, Blast, or, like, of course I like Summer Walker. I still listen. I heard some of Ella Mae's new stuff too. Kendrick Lamar stuff fire, but I've always been a Kendrick fan. I'm not a crazy fan of Jack Harlow, but I'm a Drake fan, so the Jack Harlow song was fire.
Kind of meshed together.
Yeah, it was, like, you know. So I'm picky about, and I'm also not a person that's like, oh, let me go on Spotify and see what music is out. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I need to really be embedded into what I feel and what I want to create. I don't want to know what nobody else is doing to mess up my creativity. I do hear certain things, but I'm not like diving my head into other people's stuff.
You said just chill.
Like just chill. Yeah.
Let's talk about drill. Are you tempted at all to do drill music with New York City coming back to the forefront of music?
I made an R&B drill song, 2 of them, 2 years ago. I was already like, once I heard it, I was like, oh, what? I can do this? Like, this is lit. Because that's what I got known for, like doing the fast singing, like what Tori does, that's what I got known for. So when drill came out, I was like, oh, this is easy. Like, all right, you're hearing the beat. And it was actually the first song when I signed to my old label. I made a song called Oh Me, which I put out. And then the drill song, I think I made like the sample, the draft of the drill song first. Because that was the first beat I got. And I was like, okay, you wanna link me, fly me to Fiji, come to the crib, my brother CD, me pull up on me, kiss up on me, get Nikki. It's like, easy, 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. So I definitely dabbled with it, but it's a scary game to play. Like, you don't want to just drop an R&B drill song and people be like, well, I might just do it anyway because that's it.
Gotcha. Let's talk about the single My City. Mm-hmm. What's so important about repping your city?
I'm from New York. Like, come on, man. Like, we're the culture. We are like, when you think of like black culture, when you think of urban culture, when you think of like all the, you know, like just the bougie ghetto, like, you know, you think of Paid in Full, you think of Bad Boy, you think of like all the fire moments in history. It always comes back to Harlem. It comes back to New York. It comes back to, like, it's just, it's different. Like, it's a different type of vibe. However, I don't want to live here forever. But
where are you trying to move to?
Anywhere. I'm lying. I want to go to Atlanta.
I was just about to say Atlanta.
I want to go to Atlanta because I just feel so comfortable there, and I have family there, and I've just always been back and forth. So it's a different type of world for me, and I'm free flowing when I'm there. But even when I'm there, it's like, oh yeah, Vina, she's from New York. Like, oh yeah, we love Vina, we love New York. Like, we love her style, we love her vibe. So I make it known no matter where I go. Like, I'm a New York girl.
So you ready to be a Southern girl soon though?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me 5 things that you would tell people about your city.
Don't come here if you ain't like that. You're going to get chewed up and spat out and be tight. That's first of all. Second of all, don't come here if you got bad fits because you're going to get chewed up and spat out. And be very mindful of how you speak to people. I feel like I'm not even answering your question yet. I'm just giving pointers right here, so just pay attention to what I'm saying.
I'm letting you go.
Yeah, this is not answering his question yet. But just certain things you should know before you come here. Watch how you talk, watch where you walk, and watch who you befriend. And be very mindful of where you're being flashy at because you will get got and ain't nobody coming to save you. Now, my favorite things about New York is our food. I feel like people don't even know. Like, you come here, you can get chicken wings and some boba rice, and that's a vibe right there. Like,
and believe it or not, that tastes different in other places.
I know, and it's so sad. Like, you come here and eat just the Chinese restaurant. To us, some of us, we might be like, ew, Chinese food, but it's like another person might come here and be like, yo, chill. It's so crazy. I just went to Mount Vernon and had sugar chicken for the first time. Different. I've never had that in my life. I've been here my whole life. And I know if somebody from somewhere else came here and you said sugar chicken to them, they're gonna be like, what? But it's amazing. Like, look at us. Like, bacon, egg, cheese, chopped cheese. You go to Atlanta, my cousin, she's a chef in Atlanta. She makes chopped cheeses for them because they don't know what it is. We got City Island. We got...
Which most people don't know about.
Yeah. We got oxtail everywhere. Look, no matter where you go, you're gonna find some oxtail. Chicken spot. Like, it's just, our food is just amazing. Then on top of that, even though to us it's like, this is poverty food, like, it's gotten to that point, but it's still fire. Like, it's a part of our culture. Another thing, the way we dress, all of us. It's like, even if you can't dress, but you're from New York, you got some type of like swag. You got some type of like vibe to it. The third thing, I love that most of us could dance. Like, most of us, we either could get light, we could something. If you can't fully get light, you could Harlem Shake, you could toe up, you could like bad one, you could something. Like, you could something. You know, you could on Jackie, like, it's certain things you know.
Not on Jackie.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But it's just certain things.
That's my guy though. That's my guy.
Yeah. It's just certain things you grow up doing. That was 3. 4, I like the people that came from here. Like, I like being able to say like, oh yeah, this one's from New York. Like this person's from New York. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, he's from. Like I like being able to say that. Like even people like you got people like Diddy. You got people like you get what I'm saying? Like you got people that's Mary J. Blige. Like come on, like come on now. Like Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z. Like it's like that's all I gotta say right there. And it's like to be like going into that world. I'm finna be one of them. So I'm excited.
I hear you.
And then my last one, about New York. I kind of like that we all a little mean and shady. I kind of like that. I feel like it gives you, in terms of like, no matter where you go in the world, you got that armor on you. Like it's like a certain way you know how to move. Like you preying certain stuff. Like not anything could just happen to you because you already alert. Because being here at home, you're not trying to get robbed. You're not trying, like, it's just certain things you're keeping your eyes open for. So I know when I go out of town, it's like, yeah, my New York armor on me.
You like the attitude.
Don't play with me. Yeah, like, don't play with me. Watch your mouth. Like, and it takes people by surprise. Like, when they start talking to me, and it's like, damn, I didn't even know she talked like that. Yes, I'm a real New York girl. Watch how you talk to me.
I love that you're all New York through and through. Let's back up just a little bit. Let's talk about the 2 singles being out. Everybody's waiting to see what Vina Love's gonna do. What's next?
More music. More music, more of everything. Modeling, movies, everything. Dancing. Like, I gotta like just grab everything that I do and just say, here, everyone. So that's what's next.
And the video, we're gonna get the My City video.
Maybe not. You might get a whole new video. We don't know. Yeah,
playing.
you know, this is what I do. Like, come on, this is what I do.
Okay. Females in the game are coming out of nowhere, just all different regions. If you could work with other female artists, who would they be?
All of them. As long as we can sit in the studio and get along with each other and make fire music, I'd work with any female artist. I'm not opposed to working with anybody, actually. As long as it sound good and it feel good and it makes sense.
And are you going to remain independent for the rest of the year? Are you planning to be like, you know what? This independent thing was great, but now I need to go get a big label behind me. I need some big push.
I mean, I love being independent, but it's as long as if it makes sense, I'm with it. Like, as long as it makes sense and I'm in a position where I own what I do. It don't make no sense to me to give what I do to somebody else to own it. It just doesn't make sense. So as long as the situation is proper, I'm with it. But if it's not, then I'm going to continue to do what I do.
Okay. That's respect. You're talking like a vet right now.
You better know.
I do want to ask you and your pops, y'all dropped a song before, and it came to me like, are they going to work on a whole project? I think a lot of people would want to see it. It's a mesh of the old and the new. No disrespect to him. He's a legend. But is that something you would be willing to do, or you feel like, no, that's a little too much because that's my dad and he's had his time. You want to do your own thing?
I think me and my dad have to be in better positions, like, well, not better positions, but in a position to work together when his stuff calm down and I get a chance to, like, you know, just go over there and really, like, tap in with each other. But with him being my dad, it does get tricky because there's certain things that I may say that may be like, you really about to say that? Like, I can say it in the studio somewhere else and he can hear the song later and then it is what it is. But to sit there and really write, like, that's something we would have to really work through, but I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. Do we have a name of an EP or an album? I know a project is coming sometime this year. Do we got a name?
Yes. The name of my tape is The Hood Marilyn Monroe, and the name of my album is Love Talk.
Where'd you get the name from?
Which one? Both of them?
Both of them.
The Hood Marilyn Monroe describes me all the way. I'm like one of the most classiest, upscale females I know, but I'm also a product of my environment. Very ghetto. Very just like, you know, but it's a wonderful mixture. And it's like, when you see me, it's like, oh, look at this Marilyn Monroe dressed up, rhinestones and and then I open my mouth, it's like, oh yeah, she's from Harlem. So that's where the Hood Marilyn Monroe comes from. And then, and also too, I feel like I grace these streets very, very nicely. I don't have beef nowhere. Like, I go to wherever I want to. That's the thing too. When you come here, don't just be going to different people projects and stuff. Ask questions. Like, don't just be moving around, getting on trains and stuff. You don't know where you're going, and then you get taken, and then that's it. And then Love Talk comes from my friend Ivy Like Blue. Actually, if nobody knows her, shout out to Ivy. She did an episode from from her old show, and the name of the show is Love Talk. And everything we were talking about was like surrounded around love, but just different conversations. Like, it's not like, oh, love, 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 I want to be in love. But it's like, I love you, but I can't deal with you, and being honest about it. Like, oh, I love you and I want to be with you, and being honest about it. Like, it's the honesty of what love is, and I feel like my generation doesn't know what honesty and love is. So that's what the album is about.
And so you're looking to be the artist that introduces honesty and love.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I also want my girls to know, like, I want to be the artist that the girls come listen to when they need that pick-me-up. Like, oh yeah, I am a baddie. Oh yeah, I can curve. Oh yeah, I can have you. Oh yeah, I can have this in life. I can be successful. I could feel myself today. Like, it's okay if I'm feeling myself. Because we're told that being too boastful about ourselves is a problem, and I don't feel it is. I feel like we're supposed to be our biggest cheerleader. Everybody's supposed to be their biggest cheerleader, but as women, we're torn down so much. Let us live a little. And that's the artist I want to be. Like, you need some advice? You need to hear some real shit? You need to be told, like, you're doing bad? Come listen to Vina, she gonna tell you. She gonna be the one, to be honest.
Hence Vina love. Gotcha. Vina, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping through.
Thank you for having me.
This is 50, your guy Sharif.
Cut.